This is our bird cam. You'll have to forgive the setup. I am still working on things. It is 90% unnecessary. This fern thing in the back is intended to really add privacy for our home back here. It was set up this way because if I set it the opposite way with all these beautiful trees in the background, the sun will silhouette the birds. So you can see already, if I'm pointing this way, how things are silhouetted versus me pointing this way and the color is a lot better. These are poles I obtained from Wild Birds Unlimited. Well, at least the left and right ones are. There's footage of when it was on one pole, the whole thing toppling over to the right. And that happened a few times. Because you can imagine with all this weight. And now, before it wasn't all this setup, it was just one tower with the hopper that's right there and 4 feeders, and that was it. It wasn't until I added the camera and I only had one pole that was leaning to the back that things got necessary enough for me to put the second pole. But it didn't stop the whole apparatus from leaning this way or that way or swaying with the wind. That's when I decided to add this flagpole. All 3 poles have a very large, you can see my hand how big these things are, a very large raccoon baffle. I put about 4 feet of concrete below the surface for that pole. And then concrete all the way up the pole. It's just a flag corner post filled with concrete. And the main purpose for this pole is to provide stability for the other poles. Since these poles can wobble, this pole doesn't because of the concrete all the way down. The fountain is powered by a pump that's about 4 feet underground here. 3 feet, 4 feet underground. This is a 55-gallon tank. The pump sends water up this way. It's a variable pump, so that way I can control the nozzle here without breaking the pump. But that sends water up, all the way straight up to the top of this. You can see that this is only on like 5-10% power. If I throw that up to full blast, it shoots water past the Oriole feeder. Water then comes out to the sediment filter. This helps take all the weird stuff that the birds drop inside the fountain. It sends water down this way, back down into our second filter. This is something I made off of YouTube, and that overflows into here and back into the 55-gallon filter down below. Inside this area is the main 4K camera, which is here, and then a security camera above it to allow me to look at footage very quickly in the past. You can go 30 days in the past with that. There's about 15 ferns holding this up. I replaced the wood apparatus with steel, so no longer is it wood. And then these tension cords to make sure, because this right here is what's holding the whole thing together, because the problem is that the addition of all these ferns added so much weight that everything started doing this, and you can see that it's kind of doing that already, but these tension rods are helping keep it. And they're very tight. So it starts here, holds that, this holds that holds this with tension cables, and then this holds this from leaning too far back. I added this little, I think PVC or plexiglass, I don't know what this is, but I cut that down to size. I have more over there because I want to extend it to the left and right, and that's really just to keep the food dry. It still gets a little wet when the wind affects the rain. Here is our electrical box underneath everything. This is a smart controller up here that allows me to turn things on and off with the phone and automation. And then this up here is a dimmer, which allows the string lights that are above, which is right there, to dim. Again, unnecessary, but they're there. It's really pretty. I have a sign that will soon go in the back. I have a metalworks shop person making a sign that says Paradise. We're in Florida, why not? That's our feeder. That's where our birds call home. We can see there's a bird that already landed. He noped his way out of there. I try to leave plenty of room in the back to allow birds room to get in there. We've had this whole thing since 2013. Didn't look like this. All this extra stuff is very recent. This video is from January 2021. I have links for all the foods and such in the description of our bird cam. And the website really is bird.cam.